going on, everybody? Schaefer Rob here. Been a while since we've done a video, but today's a perfect day. I had some questions about the automatics, and we're going to get them answered. As soon as I get myself comfortable here. We are at TA in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. We're going to be leaving here, heading over towards Green River, Utah. We're going to pick up Route 191 there, US 191, and head up to Salt Lake because I-80 is closed in Wyoming, and that was to be anticipated. So we worked on this issue yesterday and got my approval to go. So today we're going to talk about coming down the mountain with an automatic. Now, the automatic I'm driving is a 2021 Freightliner Cascadia with the intelligent power management system, right? So we're gonna go back. There we go. There we go. Get my GPS rolling here. So we're gonna go and go over while we're rolling out here. What does that exactly mean? The intelligent power management system. Basically, with all the new trucks, and I know people complain, with all the new trucks and everything like that, they talk about, you know, the manual. Well, guess what? It's the same thing, all right? Instead of me doing the work, though, I've got a computer that's watching RPMs. It's adjusting to my weight because it learns, all right? That was one of the things about the Allison was the intelligent powertrain management system, right? Learns. It knows what I've got. And it adjusts. It adjusts the horsepower and torque and everything else so that we can be more efficient, basically, okay? Yes, it does come down to a fuel management deal, but with the automatics, you know, they had to make them so that they work, okay? Let's just be honest. For years, you know, the automatic transmission wasn't exactly our friend. So that's the dealio, and that's basically IPS in a nutshell. It's the tools that are required by an automatic to get up and or down the mountain intelligently. Now, for those of you that are driving the same truck I am, if you look down on your dash, which I'm driving, so you will see that when you set your cruise control, you have a +5 or a -3. Now, there's a lot of people to go, what is that? All right, well, it's simple. When you got cruise control set, the truck should not go 5 miles an hour or over, or 3 miles an hour under your cruise control setting. Now, does that always work? No, obviously not. Currently, I weigh 79,000 plus pounds, right? So if I hit a mountain, yeah, this thing's going to slow down a lot more than 3 miles an hour. However, we're not concerned with that one so much as we are the +5. Now, what is the key to using an automatic to come down the mountain? Well, that is simple. Just like a manual, you must set up the truck for the downhill, okay? And yes, you do. Now, snow and ice and all that is a different subject, and we'll go over that later. Right now, what we're going to cover is what do we need to do in dry conditions, which that's what I'm in. Okay, we're in dry conditions, dry roads in Colorado. I-70 has no warnings and or limitations. The only thing I have to remember is that the state of Colorado requires chains on your truck, which they are there. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, it's simple. We are going to make our way up, and when we get to the peak, which our first climb takes us up to Golden, okay? Once we go up, and then we're going to come down and go to Vail and all that over Eisenhower, okay? The important thing to remember is, just like in your manuals, it all comes down to the setup. You've got to set up your truck to do what you want it to do. That's where you need to learn intelligent power management system, okay? All you have to do is set the truck up right, and it will do it. Now, let's talk about the setup. Actually, let's get a pause for the cause. In this part, I'm going to make the assumption that you know how to set up a manual to come down a mountain. So we're not going to cover that. We will cover the automatic. The setup on this is simple. You want the truck to do the work, right? You want the truck to pick what gear it needs to come down in. You want the truck to put the Jake on for you, everything. All you want to do, and I know this is going to sound stupid, is drive the truck, just steer it. Steering wheel holder, whatever you want to call it, but guess what? I've got a computer in here worth 50 grand that's going to help me out, okay? And we're going to let it do that. So the biggest thing is getting your setup right. Now, when do you set the tractor up? Well, in most cases, you can set it up whenever you want, as long as you're set up for the downhill when you get to your peak. Okay, you don't want to be trying to setting it up while you're coming down. That's stupid. You want to be already in it when you do that. So how do we do that? Well, remember what I told you. The intelligence power management system uses cruise control to come down the mountain. So the first thing you're going to do is pick what speed you want, right? So if the speed limit coming down the mountain is 35, we're going to set the cruise control at 30. Remember what I said earlier. The +5 beside your cruise control setting tells you how much faster you can come down, or how much faster it will accelerate past your selected speed limit. If the speed limit coming down the mountain is 35 miles an hour and you set the cruise control at 30 and you've got the +5 -3, well, 30 +5 is 35. There's your speed limit. You won't exceed it, okay? That just means you have to get it set up before you come down the mountain. What else do we need to do? Well, if the heavier you are, okay, you might want to select, and I would highly recommend you select, a slower speed. All right, the transmission and everything is going to do its job. Don't make it any harder though. Yes, you may take a little bit longer to do it, but guess what? You'll get to the bottom of the mountain safe and sound. And where I'm at today is not the place to find out how brave you are. All right, no mountain pass is child's play. Yes, I've driven these mountain passes 100 times, but I do it all the same time every time. I may not have the fear that I had the first time I did it, but now I've replaced that fear with experience, and I know better. So if I want to get the correct result, which is be safe and sound in Grand Junction, Colorado in a few hours, then I'm going to do it the same way every time. All right, so that's what we're going to go with. So we're going to come up, we're coming up our mountain. I'm going to set my cruise control because I know going down at 79,000 pounds coming down the mountain, I want to do approximately 35 miles an hour. I'm going to set my cruise control at 30 and let it ride. Now, is there anything else I need to do? No. If I set it up correctly, this is going to be, you know, an easy run. So that's the way we need to do it. Other than that, basically, you know, be smart. If you're in a manual transmission, you know you have to set up before you get to going down the hill. It's the same thing with the automatic. There's no difference. There's no rule change. There is no nothing. So that's the way it works. We are slowly making our way around here, making sure that, you know, you keep your eyes on everything. Yes, I know I've got a camera recording me right now and whatnot, but we have to remember that it's important that we keep your eyes open and pay attention to what's going on around you. The mountain passes, you know, you're not just a hazard to yourself, but there are others who will be hazards to you. So remember that and pay attention and get through the pass as best you can, avoiding others or their mistakes, right? So, what else? Let's see. Time to go down a mountain pass or whatever. What are some of the things that we need to think about? Well, one, remember, you're slowing yourself down considerably. Cars won't. So pay attention to what's in front of you, because that's what you control. This is what's in front of me is the future of my truck. You know, it's my future. So I make sure that I pay attention to what's going on around me. If you can hear my hazards are on right now, because I'm letting other people know right now I am a hazard. I'm not going the same speed limit as everybody else. I'm considerably slower than everybody else, but I'm broadcasting this. So people come running up behind me. If you tailgate me now, hey, you're taking your own life in your hands, okay? There's nothing I can do about what's behind me. You know, I check my mirrors, I make sure that, hey, it doesn't look like anything's impending. But if there is, hey, that's on them. There's nothing I can really do about it because I'm concentrating up here in front of me. So we have to remember that. When you're coming down the mountain pass, DOT was nice enough on big enough passes, they're going to give you runaway truck ramps, right? You lose your brakes, you smoke them, you glaze them, you keep hitting the gas pedal or the brake pedal and it's soft and squishy and you're looking for that way out and you can't find it or whatever. Well, runaway truck ramp, okay? Runaway truck ramp is there, it's your friend, use it, right? That's what we need to do. Remember, you're the professional driver, and that's something that you need to have in the back of your mind and think about, that you are the professional driver. That these people in these cars, they're not professional, okay? They could be professional accountants, they could be computer programmers, drug dealers, I don't know, and I don't care. I know that I'm the one that's trained to be out here. I'm the one that's trained to be in this truck and be observant and look around, keeping my situation correct and taking care of my equipment. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. But that also means that you're responsible for the safety of all these little people on the road around us. And that's a big thing, you know, it's a big responsibility. How many times have you heard or done research on, you know, I think it's like 95% of all accidents between a truck and a small car, it's the car's fault. There's not a lot we can do, but there is that percentage of drivers that are irresponsible and they do the wrong thing. We don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to take somebody else's life and then survive and have that on my conscience, nor do I want to go to prison. I don't look good in orange, so whatever, right? So we have to be responsible for the safety of everybody around you. Okay, now, like I said, sometimes they're idiots and everything that happens behind you, there's nothing you can do about it. And if they get you, but you did your part. The other part of this equation, though, is when your equipment fails, okay, don't take out anybody else. Get to a runaway truck ramp, find a ditch, run a mountainside, do whatever you got to do to save others, okay? And I know that sounds a little odd, but, you know, do what you can to save others, but at the same time, do what you can to preserve yourself, obviously. But you have to remember that the priority is the motoring public. Everybody around us, we don't want to take them out. So we are responsible for doing the right thing. And there's a couple things I will video and explain to you when we're coming down in the situations that I'm praying that you never find yourselves in. But if you do, I'll show you the options that you got. So for right now, we're making the climb. This is going to take a little while because, well, like I said, 79,000 pounds. I'm not exactly flying. We're just going to get up here, and once it's time to do the setup and come down, that's what we're going to do. So we'll be back. All right, so little update for our video here. We were going to use Eisenhower Pass, but we can't. The tunnel is closed. Apparently there was a car fire on the eastbound side that is filling both sides of the tunnel with smoke. So they've closed it, and we're not exactly sure when they're even going to consider reopening it. So with that being said, we've gone up and over. DOT is clearing us to turn around, and now we are going to go on US 6 West to the Loveland Pass. Now this is going to be cool because it's the first time I've done it. So can't find a better video to go and talk about making the downhill pass. So this is great. We're going to get this knocked out, but just wanted to give you guys an update. So we will go over everything once we get to Loveland. All right, so here we are, stopped once again. See ya. What's going on? Schaefer Bob here. Been redirected. We're going up Colorado 6 or US 6 West over Loveland Pass. So I'm making my way up now the pass. I've got about 3 miles. But if you look up there, I don't know how clear it is for you guys, but believe it or not, the pass actually ends up in front of me about a mile. However, I got to do a switchback and go back to the east because we still got about, I'd say a good 5,000 feet to climb, and that would be like a 20% grade. So we're not going to be doing all that. We're just going to take our time, get up here, be safe. And I pretty much made it out there. It's first time I'm doing this pass, so this is going to be a great learning experience for everybody. One of the things I did do was I turned on my radio and I asked a couple questions, and luckily, there's still good drivers out here that care and that they'll share some info and some knowledge, and I got what I needed to know for going down the pass. It's a pretty good run, but as you see, like all these cars coming down right in front of me, if you paid attention, about 60 seconds ago there was a semi in front of them, because both directions of Eisenhower are blocked because of a car fire, and the smoke is in both tunnels. So it's going to take a while for that to clear out and whatnot. So but I wanted to give you guys an update of what our current situation is and what the plan is. So the plan is to go down a mountain pass. I've never been down, because Eisenhower was always open. I've been lucky in the years I've been driving. So here we go. We're going to finish the climb, and when I get to the top and I'm ready to do my setup, I'll bring you guys back on board. We will talk our way through it. But I wanted you guys to see a little bit of this. This is actually, I'm kind of surprised. It's kind of tight. I'm hanging on to that white line and keeping my tandems pretty much, on the yellow line. So some of these turns are a little tight, and you've got to watch that trailer swing and everything, even coming up the pass when you've got bi-directional. So I don't want my trailer to take out one of these US 6 East cars. So, we take it easy and do the right thing. But yeah, this is wow. And I will admit this, it's a great view. Can't complain none at all. So we'll see you guys in a bit, and we'll keep on doing this this learning experience, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. Yes, as you can see now, I left the safety of dry roads and whatnot, because the higher we go up here, we're actually into we're in the snowfall range now. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Oopsie, everybody's slowing down now. And that's basically because it's a tight turn up here on the switchback, and these trucks are taking their time not to wreck it. So again, right now it seems like I'm in good company as far as drivers not doing the wrong thing. So, but I'll bring you guys back when we get to the summit and go through our setup and preparation. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so I brought you guys back. Here we are at currently about 12,000 feet, getting passed by the Red Bull car going down. But I wanted you guys to see this because I've not been up here before, and this is actually pretty cool. And I'm the kind of person that when I see something like this, I do want to share it. I want to share it with you guys so that you can see the stuff that I see, especially in my 20-mile-an-hour curve here. But I'm doing it good. We're keeping between the lines, avoiding the ice over on the downhill side there. But wait till you guys see this. Come on. Look at this. This is crazy. So gorgeous. And this is the beginning of the winter. You know what I'm saying? So this is just phenomenal. And I do love this. I love the wintertime. I love driving in the winter. It's not an issue for me. I know my limits. And I do have limits. Sometimes it doesn't seem like I do, but I do have limits. And yeah, I can't believe that I've never taken this area before. And unfortunately today, I'm on time schedule, so it is kind of a hard, deal. But just, oh my God, this is so cool. So cool. And this will not be the last time that I take US 6 coming over. Luckily, you know, I come this part of the country quite frequently. I don't normally stop in Denver. My buddy Charlie Lancaster used to live there with his wife Vicky, and I mean, I really wish I could have gotten through there more, but now they're down south in Texas, so now I got to find a way to get down there more often. Way to go. But as you can see, you know, we're just, you know, skirting through, making some stuff happen. Yeah, love it. So I wanted you guys to see this, and we're still climbing through 12,000 feet. You know, we're a little over 2 miles up, and I'm looking at some of the faces out here, and terror is everywhere, I guess. So, all right, see you in a bit. All right, so here we are. We are at the top of Loveland Pass, okay? And yes, this is really, really thin up here, and you got cars that are not cooperating or whatever with the semis. Yeah, kind of crazy. So, but we're about to go through our setup and everything because of what we're going through. My elevation, it says over here Loveland Pass elevation 11,990. However, my GPS is saying 12,047. So I'm about two and a quarter up from sea level right now. Here we go. Truck speed limit, 35 miles an hour. Now I ain't setting anything because of the fact that the traffic is what it is. What I am going to do though is use my Jake brake in lower gears. So we've got it on the way on. I'm not going to be touching my brakes on the way down, just so everybody knows that. You know, the speed limit right now, because I did find out through the radio, is that we have a guy that is super heavy, kind of leading the way down. He's 110,000 pounds, so he, I promise you, will not be flying down Loveland Pass. So that kind of makes me feel better, because we have a lot of people up here that are, you know, even one guy said he'd been driving for 4 months, and I'm like, this is the first time I've ever come across this pass, and so far, yeah, it's a little terrifying. I'm not even going to say it's not, but the fact that everybody has to go slow right now, this is great. So, wow, just saying. All right, so we've got our setup going on right now. I'm doing 10 miles an hour. You can see the traffic. Every time I want to speed up just a little bit, you know, I'll tap the gas, but then it's real subtle on the Jakes behind me, or in, you know, that you really can't hear it. So we're coming down the pass right now doing, let's see, I bumped it up to about 12 miles an hour. And we're not, I mean, I don't have to do anything except keep this damn truck on the road, because, you know, well, hey, 12,000 feet is a long way to the bottom, and as you can see on both sides, there ain't no rails. So yeah, I'm glad to plow. I would not want to be a plow driver up here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just wouldn't want to be a plow driver. But as you can see though, the view, phenomenal. But I don't really get to show you how I like to come down the mountain pass, which is letting the computer do it all. At this point, I'm more or less letting the Jake hold us back at the appropriate gear for the speed I'm doing. But now if you look, little snow and slush on the road. So everybody's slowing down just a little bit. They're on their brakes. And I'm not, because I'm not changing my speed. Still doing 11 miles an hour, plenty of gap with everything, and I'm letting the situation that I can see in front of me dictate how fast we go, right? So I got people on their brakes. In fact, it looks like they're stopping up here at the corner about, I'd say, quarter of a mile in front of us. So, you know, I'm looking, and if I have to downshift and let the Jakes kick in more, I will. So that's the best part of this, is I can actually select the gear in this situation where I'm not using my cruise control. I'm right now I'm in 5th gear. Jake's on high. You can't really hear it because it's running low. But, oh, look, see, everybody's there. Not going to touch my brakes. Downshift to 4th. Oh, looky there. And I just have my foot near the brake pedal because I don't want to ride them. You know, you don't want to come across one little slick spot and then you make a mistake. So we don't really want to touch the brakes. I want my transmission and Jake's to do it. So this is it. Look at there. I've got a pretty good cutback. That's what everybody's slowing down for. Yeah, I see it now. There's a real nice cutback coming. That's probably one of those 20-mile-an-hour ones. And then we're going to go about a half a mile or so on another switchback. So, but look at this. Safe and sound, coming down the mountain, looking behind me. You know, now one of the things I will point out, since I'm on this pass, and this is quite unusual for me that I don't normally see. I've got a double yellow with rumble, and on the right I've got a white line that you can barely see. Okay, I'm keeping it closer to the yellow than I am the white until I make a turn. Now if you look up here, we're going to make a left-hand turn on the switchback, right? So let's do a hit reset real quick and we'll bring it back. All right, there we go, bringing it back. I was explaining where we position ourselves coming down the mountain. Okay, and what I'm looking at is you got a better shot of it right in front of us. A double yellow with rumble and a plain white on the right that has no rumble. Well, because of my trailer swing and everything, at this point I'm hanging closer to the white line. I want my trailer to, you know, not be on the yellow but closer to the yellow, right? Oh, look at here, there's guardrail. Holy shit, that's the first one I've seen. That's amazing. And if you look, that's a long way down. Probably why they put the guardrail here. Good job, guys. So here we are. We've swung out wide. We're making sure we don't hit any of the traffic coming past us, right? We got our trailer where it needs to be. This is great. And now we're just gonna keep on down. Keep in between the yellow and the white. Now I've got the big right-hand turn coming, right? It's the right-hand switchback. When I go through that, I'm gonna put the tractor on the yellow line. Why? Because my trailer's gonna wanna stay near the white line in a right-hand turn. So that's how we're gonna do it. So we move over here. And I was just looking at the avalanche warning, but they're not doing any blasting right now, so they're okay. But yeah, so here we are, staying closer to the yellow, staying in my passenger mirror, making sure I'm looking at, you know, my trailer swing is not swinging out further than it needs to, and that we're being safe and cautious, not hitting anybody, but I'm not letting my trailers, like you can see some of the tire marks over here in the snow. Nope, that ain't gonna be my tire marks. Y'all gonna see me in the damn center of this road. And that's how we're gonna do it. See, sitting on top of this yellow line. Because the oncoming traffic has more room to deal with than we do. And they know that. So if you look, you can see them. They're hanging over there. They see they got plenty of room. They're coming up, we're coming down, nice and slow. Right now I got Whip Brothers up there leading the pack, keeping it nice and easy, which is what you'd like to see. So, but now they're coming into that real sharp, you know, right-hand turn for the switchback, and he's taking his time, which is what he's supposed to do. And we're gonna hang on this yellow and make sure that our tandems, because I am pushed back a little ways right now. You know, we're in the unrestricted part of the country where you can put your tandems pretty much wherever you need them. But I'm pushed back a good distance right now. But we're also staying where we can do the best that we can. Look at there. See? Come out wide. And unfortunately, you guys can't see my passenger mirror, but I can. And because of where my tandems are at, my trailer tires are literally just, I don't know, I would say inches off the white line. So, you know, we're just being careful coming down the mountain. I like my wife. She loves me. So I got to do what I got to do to be safe and everything like that, right? I like going home. I got a hot tub. I want to use it. So, but if you look, you know, we're all being safe right now. The semis and everything like this is the way it's supposed to be. You know, we're not letting each other get reckless. And I mean, I've got my radio turned on and you're not hearing anything because everybody's concentrating on what they need to be doing right now, including me. Even though I'm narrating this, you guys can see that, you know, we are being cautious and safe, and then we're not hurting anybody, and we're not trying to, you know, kill anybody. So let me reset. I got a thing for you. So here we are, and I think I've given this out before, but I'm going to do it again. You know, Jim Neely was my trainer, my first trainer that I ever had. And Jim has a rule for the mountains. And I've always referred to it as Jim Neely's rule of 3. You can drive in the mountains. Look at us, we're driving in the mountains right now. You can drive at night. Nighttime will be coming. And you can drive in the snow. And as you can see, there's a little bit of snow on the ground. The road's wet, but it's 43 degrees, so it's not gonna, you know, be icy. But the Jim Neely rule of 3 is you can drive at night, you can drive in the snow, and you can drive in the mountains. You just can't do all 3 at the same time. And that's a safety mitigation type deal, right? That's a hazard mitigation. If it's snowing in the mountains and I'm driving with the sun up, okay, I'm okay. If I'm driving at night and it's not snowing, that's okay. But if it's snowing at night and you drive into it in the mountains, it's not good. So, you know, I stress that, and I really do try to live by it. I mean, if I get caught, then that's different. You know, sometimes you'll see something that'll say 30% chance of snow, and I'm like, well, 30%, I'll roll it. And then it snows, and then I get caught by it. So, you know, then I got to deal with that situation. But, I mean, in the back of my mind, I've already dealt with it anyway. So, you know, I'm prepared no matter what. Just like now, I had zero intention of taking US 6. So, you know, I got to be careful. First time I'm taking it, but, you know, right now, the fastest I've gone in the last 3 miles, 4 miles, it's 15 miles an hour. So, you know, I'm not Speedy Gonzalezing through here at all. We got our Jakes on. I've got, I mean, the appropriate gear. So this is really more like what it would be like in a manual transmission, because I'm not using my cruise control like I normally would for a mountain pass. And as you can see, this is probably not the kind of mountain pass where you'd want to do that anyway. I've got a lot of switchbacks. I mean, I'm coming up on another one. This will be between the up and down side, I would say somewhere between 6 or 7 switchbacks already. So, you know, we're doing good. We're having hey, this is a great day, right? So I'm going to keep going down. I got about 6 more miles of this, which nobody wants to hear me talk that much, or you know, blah blah kind of, right? So I'll be back with you guys. We do have another chance to do it, you know, the regular way, which will be once we get around to Vail Pass. Look at there. Now you can hear my Jakes kicked in. So we got it. But I'll yak at you guys in a while. All right, kiddies, we're back. So here we are. We're heading towards Vail. I got about 20 miles or so, maybe a little less, and then we're gonna go down Vail Pass. So there's no way to bypass that one. So if there's anything wrong there, we're just screwed. So here we are back. You know, classes in session. The first mountain pass that we did was Loveland Pass. We're back on 70 now. That's US 6 going around Eisenhower because there was a car fire. Interesting, right? So there was that little aspect of everything going on. And now we are back on I-70 heading over towards Vail. You've got Vail Pass, which is another opportunity for us to use our transmission and the intelligent power management system to get us down the mountain. As you can see, traffic is, mostly cars, and even then it's still not a lot of them. Traffic was really backed up there in Dillon, trying to get back onto 70 from US 6. So, hey, this is working for us in our advantage, because we're putting a little bit of a gap between us and the other vehicles that were back there as far as trucks go. So with that being said, I will bring you guys back when it's time to start the setup and everything for what's going when we go down the pass, right? And there goes D. Look at that W9. Get it, boy. So, but other than that, wanted to give you guys an update on what was going on, and I'll bring you back when it's time to set up. We are back and we are live. Guess what? Coming into Vail. So we're going to be doing Vail Pass. So we're going to get everything set up here. Slowing the truck down on the uphill side. Right? We're going to pick our speed. Here's Vail Pass. Look at that. Oh, I love that sign. 10,662, which means it's probably closer to 10,750. Alright, so we're going to slow her down. Jake is off, right? Jake is off. And what do we got for a truck speed up ahead? It says
speed limit reduced ahead.
45. So I'm going to set this cruise at 40. Right? There we go. And then we get her all set up. Go. See, everything's kicked in. Speed limit is 45. We were doing 45. Okay, so intelligent power train system is what's going to get us down Vail Pass here. Now, speeds holding at 45, right? And Jake is turning off and on as required, and we're safely going down the pass. My foot is at the brake pedal, not on the brake pedal, just in case. I got too close to the thing, right? So here we are. I'm not doing anything. The truck is doing all of it right now. I've got the speed limit coming down the pass is 45. I've got my cruise control set at 40. The +5 on my dash means that the computer will only allow the truck, if you're set up and you got everything right, will only allow the truck to go to 45 miles an hour. Like right now, we're only at 42. Right? The truck is running, doing what it's supposed to do. Looky there. And this is how you do it. You set it up, and you just let the truck run itself. And that's that. And everybody's going to go flying past me, and that's okay. I'm good with that. Let's see what we got. Oh, icy spots, right? So I am technically in control of my truck. I've canceled the cruise control. I've got a little straight area right here, and the reason is because we have icy spots. I would much rather be going slower. So instead of 40 to 45, I'm going to set it at 35, and the truck is going to bring it down to 40. And I'm much more comfortable with that, considering that, it is late in the afternoon. We are now in the shadow of the mountain, on the road, and I do see water on the shoulder, right? That water's melted from the snow that's on the sides over there. So here we are, 40 miles an hour, people can go by. I don't care if other trucks go by me. This isn't a race. All right? My watchword is safety, and everything I'm going to do is going to be safe. So here we are, going down the mountain. Let me reset the timer on this. All right, so Now we're going to talk about something we brought up earlier. We got a runaway truck ramp coming, right? And that's important to know. Because if something goes wrong, I lose my brakes, I lose my transmission, whatever. And that can happen in a manual. People are like, automatics, you know, you can lose your transmission in a manual too, right? So if I lose my ability to safely come down the mountain, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look around, right, and see if there's anything that I can do to, you know, stop the truck. Which in this case, I'm just going to shoot off the shoulder and, you know, hey, take my chances over here. There's a snowbank, but I also know there's some rocks or whatever, and, you know, it's much better for me to, you know, let the truck wreck out than it would be for me to take somebody else out, right? So there you go. Now I'm already increasing my safety deal because I slowed my truck down anyway. Speed limit's 45, I jacked it down to 40, and I may take it even lower here. Now if you look, it says runaway truck ramp, 1,500 feet. If you're coming down here and you ain't got no brakes, you're looking for that thing, right? That's what you want. That's gonna safely stop you violently. I've seen videos of trucks going into it and it does not look pleasant. So that's exactly how it works. There we go. Thank you. Wanted this thing, Jake's to kick on a little bit more. So there's your runaway truck ramp. We just passed the entrance to it, and yeah, it's exactly how you know. And you'll just take it, drive off, and hit it. Most of them are gravel. Most of them are gravel or some kind of sand. And I mean, it's not going to be pleasant, but you'll be all right. You know, anytime you can walk away and you didn't hurt nobody else, you're good. Now here we are. You know, truck pulled over in front of me there, and I'm not going to wait on him to, you know, or waiting on my truck to recognize that he's there. I'm going to put some distance between us. And how am I going to do that safely? Stab braking is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some stab braking, and meaning that I just give a quick, firm hit on the brakes, you know, slow down a good amount, and then release the brake. And that's basically how you do it. Stab brake. Stab brake. I want that distance between us. I'm looking off to the right. You know, I'm just telling you guys, man. You know, it sounds retarded, but you know, if anything happens mechanically to your truck, you're going to be the one that's responsible for your reaction, right? And how are you going to respond to that? So, you know, it's important that we take a look at always giving yourself an option, always giving yourself an out. Even if it means, you know, running up on the barriers, right? There's Jersey barriers right there. If you just rub up against them, it will slow you down. If you rub up on them long enough, guess what? It'll slow you down, and you will eventually come to a stop. And that's the point. You just don't want to hurt nobody else, right? Enough on that. Just remember, find an out, runaway truck ramp, drive the damn thing into a damn barrier, do whatever. But don't, you know, it's your responsibility. Don't hurt nobody else. So there's that. Now if you look, truck is doing its thing automatically. I ain't doing anything anymore. Truck's in control again. So that's the good deal there. You can also see that it's a beautiful winter day. And it's enjoyable. I'm going to give my windows a quick shot, clean them up a bit. There we go. This is how you do it in an automatic, quick and easy. All right, I will talk to y'all in a bit. Let me continue on down the mountain. We'll be in Vail here momentarily. Got about 5 miles to go. What's going on, everybody? Schaefer Rob with you, and that's the mountain video. Okay, it's not too hard. Automatics, it's all in the setup. Same as if you're going to drive down the mountain in a manual. You know, we got to be smart about it. Don't wait to the last minute. But remember, it's on you to safely do it. For those that I just like did laps around this building, so trying to keep healthy, maybe. I don't know, but winded right now. Not, a little cold too, but San Diego at 70 degrees, December 16th, lovely. And I know this is a couple days after I actually did the mountain video because, well, the storms came in. But what I would like to say is, if anybody's been paying attention, a driver just got sentenced to 110 years coming down the mountain, killing some folks. Remember what I told you. You have a responsibility to do it the right way, right? So whether you work for Crete or Schaefer, or you're another driver tuning in, paying attention, that's one of the big deals. You have a responsibility, first and foremost, to the people outside of your truck, and to yourself, and to the reputation of you and your company. So, Schaefer Rob, telling you once again, keep it shiny side up, sticky side down, keep it between the lines, and have a great day.